Well, hi and welcome to my shop. Thanks so much for joining me on a beautiful sunny day here for the last things I'm going to do to this radio, which is basically try to change a light bulb. And yeah, I'm going to try to change a light bulb and put this back in its cabinet, which I've restored to some degree, and see this guy working in its final state. I'm not going to be pulling the tubes out and testing them. I decided against that. The reason is the radio is working fine. I think as far as a tube test goes, the radio itself has shown me that these tubes are good. And taking them out, putting them in a tube tester, putting them back in, you know, there's a risk in that. You might say not much, maybe not much. And what benefit can come from it? Not much, that's for sure. Even if I found one of these tubes to be undesirably weak, these are fairly scarce tubes. I don't think I necessarily have a replacement for any one of these, and if I did, there's no reason to think my replacements are any better than what's actually in the radio here. So just trying to take a little bit of the dust right off the top of the tubes here. So that being said, I think the next objective is to simply try to get this light bulb up here replaced, and unfortunately I see it's a screw-in light bulb, and I'm low on screw-in light bulbs. Let's see, we're gonna pop it out here. Stiff wires here. I'm trying not to. There we go. Now, there's a chance there's no power getting to this light, and that's why it's not working. But that's a pretty small chance. It's got a guard on it. So the glass bulb is loose. Let's see if we can get it out of here. Uh-oh, I just cranked the bulb around. So no doubt this light is, if it wasn't shot before, it is now. Probably a 47. .3 volts is all it says. Let's test it anyway, just to see. If I had my new tube tester, I could just pop that in there. You know, I think I would still want to get out the ohm meter and check it this way. Surprise! It's no good. Okay, I gotta look through my bulbs and see if I have. All my bulbs are bayonet. I have so few screw-in light bulbs. Phooey. There's some of my screw-in bulbs. These are all too low a voltage. This one's okay. Let's see if it's any good. Bingo. So this one says 6-8 volts. Excellent. So I have one. Good. That's all I need. Great. Gave myself a single round of applause. Maybe that would be an applaud. Now, glass globe is loose on this one too. Son of a gun. That's a problem. So we want the light shining direct this way. Oh my gosh. this loose glass bulb. I don't dare rotate it. I had to put this on correctly right from the start. Son of a gun. I'm gonna ruin the bulb. So there's a way to twist something like this off. So as you twist it, it releases, and that's to, well, to do this. There. If you twist it the other way, it tightens up. You know, if you think about it. This way. Oh, now think about this. Okay. Light is actually sitting so low. Well, how'd that happen? It's aimed so low it's going to miss the opening here completely. Looks like just pry that up. That's what it looks like. Yep. Okay, so that should cast light into the little band marker there. Now what about this one? This is also a screw-in one, and again I don't, well, I have a bunch more lights here. I think. Let's see. I'm gonna have to order. Nothing there. I'm gonna have to order. Lights. Shoot. Okay. Let's try it out. Now, I really shouldn't run this radio without the speaker plugged in. I think that's a no-no. Okay, I'll take that back on running this without the speaker. Since this has a field coil, not having the speaker plugged in shuts off basically the B+ from getting through the radio. Consequently, the output tube will be sitting idle, nothing will be happening. So this kind with a field coil in the speaker, you can unplug it. In fact, that's a testing process. You can run the radio with no B+ in it just by unplugging the speaker. Of course, you can't know what's happening. Well, well. Just before I forget to do this. Get this as clean as you can. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we're checking the lights basically. We'll check the aiming of this light too, which I think is okay now. There we go. Okay, so you can see the lower band light is on and the upper band light has come on, but I would say I need to push this in further to get more light to come out of there. I think it's not in far enough. Is it in all the way? Maybe in all the way already. You know, we don't have this on full power. There we are. Now it's plenty bright. Very good. This guy, now I'm looking at the filament in this bulb, so it lines up with the edge of the glass, and then it will shoot light through the glass, which will encounter the paint and give a really good look. I should probably try to cover this. What would you cover that with? Cover that with some tin foil taped on here. So a little bit of that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because paper obviously can't take it over the next 30 years. I'll have to find some of that tape. Okay. How about I grab the antenna? That helps. Okay, I think we're ready to stick this guy back into his cabinet now. Lights are good. Everything's good. Okay. I'll do that. Okay, there's a quick shot of my backyard. Oh, it's clouded over now. And more snow is coming. Son of a gun. But let's see what this radio looks like. I'm just going to bring it in. Check it out. Lovely looking radio. Now the top remains pretty worn out, but you can see if you just buff it up a little bit. I've done a couple of things here to make it look a little better. Even though it's still in rough shape, because it's shiny, it kind of looks nice. Isn't that a beauty? Let's plug this guy in and see what we get out of it now. Hopefully it still works. So here, I'm going to hook up the outdoor antenna. And I'm going to have to run down and turn it on. So I'll switch on the radio and let it warm up while I'm down there. Okay, and band. Oh, you know what? I never ever dealt with this on-off switch. Oh boy. Don't make me go in there. Here we go. Power on. And the switch is stuck on. So, still no switch. Son of a gun. The first problem, I missed it. Okay, so we'll let this guy warm up. I'm going down to throw my antenna switch. Okay, let's see how it looks here. I'm going to darken down my shop. There we are. It's not too bad. The light is it's surprisingly even, considering there's only a bulb on the one side. Great. Okay, let's hear what it sounds like.
Repeat the Alors, signification prochaine. Les pédophiles seront réintroduits chez le patient, se retrouveront dans la niche, dans leur petite niche de la monoceuse, et commenceront à produire des globules rouges.
Okay, so already a lot of radios in my shop have a hard time picking up that particular station. I heard another one in there. No. The stronger stations are down here. So this is also a station a lot of radios have trouble picking this one up.
People sometimes think it's a good deal, but it's actually not. So we always advise people promoting a safe computer hygiene, which is
but there unfortunately were no such details in that email.
Suspect posted in Kimball, 70. And if you want to go travel because you have an ailing family member, you should go. Simple as that.
1833 In Your Corner is that number. How about that? Help@inyourcorner.ca. Lots more on the way. We'll take a short break and get to some of your email questions as well, right here on In Your Corner on Global News Radio.
Seems to be rattling scandal and distract Canadians with their own money.
Oh, I don't get Tracy Rams. I mean, I thought
Today, the situation might be further.
So yeah.
I guess that went to minus 120. Was it 105?
plus 120. Okay. Vegas on the puck line is plus 120.
Okay, fantastic. We'll take that then. Already locked in.
Oh man, there's always something I forget. Son of a gun. I forgot to deal with the switch and forgot to clean the volume control. Oh my gosh. Okay, not to despair, but the whole thing's got to come out again for me to do that. Zero. Okay, we're at one extreme here. $150. A little jumpy. Is this convincing me that there's no noise in this thing? Not really. Look at that. I'm just wiggling it back and forth. Look at the meter go wild. I'm going to have to operate the radio to find out what's going on. Oh. So. Hassles galore. Okay. Luckily this has a long wire on it. Okay, so speaker connected. I think that's all we really need. I don't think we need any antennas or anything like that. Okay, we're already plugged in. Let's see what we can do with this on-off switch afterwards too. So we're switched off right now. Let's see. Are we really? No, we are not really switched off. Oh, went off there for a moment. So the switch has got some goo in it. That's why it's lazy the way it is. If I can get some solvent inside the switch here, that'll be corrected. And we'll have a fine switch. Okay, Mr. Radio. Hello. what's going on here. Okay, we're on the short wave band. Let's flip it to the much better. Both at the same time. I want a little more noise coming through the radio here.
Samsung Galaxy S10 family, starting from $0 with a new upfront edge program. I can take great film photos with the ultra-wide camera. It's possible, and see movies on the go. You can with the Galaxy's edge-to-edge cinematic experience.
I wonder if this guy's responsible for that tone change.
Samsung Galaxy S10 family, starting from $0 with upfront edge on select 2-year plans. 6:88 time 126. Now for the weekend business report. I'm Carl Garnash. The 2019 federal budget is right around the corner, and it is expected to have an impact on a number of areas, including homebuyers. The homebuyers plan, which allows first-time homebuyers to buy a qualifying home with access up to $25,000 of their RSP tax-free with 70 years as a down payment. The rule being that you have to pay about 1/15 into your RSP for the next 15 years. Paul Chelostowski is the Senior Wealth Advisor at Meridian Credit Union.
It allows people that maybe haven't saved for their down payment access to quite a bit, and if you're buying a house with your spouse, one of the things that's been tabled there is possibly allowing more access to that. Also, the Canada Real Estate Association, right now there's a first-time homebuyers tax credit for $750. They were asking for that to be increased.
Okay, let's check the resistance of that resistor and compare it to what it shows on the schematic here. Normally resistors go high, they don't usually go low. $31K, 30K. 30K. Okay, so I'm going to take a peek at the schematic here and we'll see what we can find on it. Okay, well the schematic shows 33K there and I'm measuring 30K, so that's definitely not the problem. Okay, now on-off switch. Oh boy. On-off switch. What am I going to do with that? I think we're going to take a close look at it. There's some funny writing around it here. Let's see if we can get closer to it. CGM and Company Limited. Okay, now can we spot? So sometimes right where the wires go in, there can be openings in the plastic shell. I think there might be. Where's the other wire? there's only one wire. No, this. Where's the other wire? Is it in behind there? Yeah. There it is, back there. Rivets. And what about in through the edge there? I don't think so. My only hope is to blast some past that. Past that. Let's get really close to it here. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see what we can see now. Up nice and close. Looks pretty well sealed, doesn't it? Can't get past those rivets, eh? Sure. Let me try moving that pin a little bit there. Terminal a little bit. Solid as a rock. Well, maybe not. Applying a little bit of force to it here. Well, I need to blast some solvent in there and see if any of it by any chance gets in. No other options. That is my option. I'm going to use a very powerful solvent here. There's a touch of WD-40 still in the hose. Maybe that'll help out too. So I want to do this in such a way that it really raises a pressure right there. Good luck. There we go. Don't get it in the eyes. Ah. That didn't work. Sound a little different? It's in my imagination. Sounds very certain, very steady. Let's not wear it out. Okay, switch off. Oh, I was on the wrong end. I was up here on the wrong end. Ah, this is the one. Sounds pretty good too. So what I'm listening for is when I operate the switch, the click comes late. That's what I'm listening for. I don't hear that. Certainly heard it before. Switch is off. Let's give it some power. Power on. And the power is off. Switch on. And switch off. Switch on and switch off. Hard to believe, eh? That little bit of cleaner got in there. It's still hard to believe, but in any case, it's working now. Okay, now I got this thing out on the bench. There's one or two more things I could do. One is I could change this funny little capacitor that's sitting there, and the one that's kind of the weird one. Right here. And then I got 1, 2, 3 more of those black beauties. While I have the radio out, having done all this work to it, why wouldn't I change those now? Good question. Okay, well, I'm going to go ponder that question for a little bit and think about my next move here. Well, for better or worse, I've gone ahead and removed this capacitor in favor of a regular mica capacitor of the same value. 82 picofarads on the schematic, but I got this out, looked at it, 24. So does that mean 24? Or does it mean something else? I don't know. 24? I don't know. So I've looked for a reason for why the volume control won't zero out. I really can't find one. The bottom of the volume control is grounded to the chassis through this capacitor. This is a 0.28 microfarad. I checked this. It's definitely 0.28. The radio calls for a 0.25. It's already a little bit bigger than necessary. This, I believe, is what should be quieting the radio, but it's not. So I'm going to leave it that there's a little bit of leftover resistance in the volume control. You just can't get it down to 0. I don't really know, but I can't find a way to resolve that problem, and that's not a really serious problem. Not really. So having had, you know, a lot of capacitors in this radio, very good, including the last one I just changed. I think I'm going to leave these as is, leave well enough alone. Put the whole radio back together, and I think I'm done. I thought that before, though. Okay, there we are, all done once again. Everything's back together, and we're going to check it out. And it's the evening now. What time is it? Let's see. It's just after 8 o'clock in the evening. So let's give it a try. It's switched off here, so I'm going to give it power. Nothing happens. Perfect. Let's turn it on. Perfect. It's come on. You see how the cabinet came out? Looks like a whole new radio now, doesn't it? Isn't that great? Okay, here comes something. Now we're on the outdoor antenna, not the loop antenna. AM band. Volume right down. There we go.
Good place, Mr. Charlie Whiting. Godspeed, Chuck. And all GPs, any car uses the same model. And everybody should be using that. It'll be incredible.
First 2019.
I love popcorn. You know him from Saturday Night Live. And now, Kevin Nealon brings his unique humor and dry wit to the Oakville Center for the Performing. Guarantee of any major bank is March 1st.
Ton 811 traffic and weather together on the one. So they're interesting lawsuits. There's some legal problems with them. You would have to prove that your kid would have gotten in but for the fraudulent applicants. And you'd also have to prove damages, that your kid went to Brown instead of Harvard.
Stick to the words and song with all our might. Put it over on Mrs. Murphy.
Citing conscience.
That woman's legal argument was you'd have to claim damages if your kid went to the wrong school and couldn't go to the one he wanted because somebody cheated their way in. Going to university was some form of damage? Holy smokes.
The whole environment is friendly in general, so about 70% in support of an increase of natural gas. That support came down somewhat, and
That's the French station. There's probably some more on here in the evening.
It's a consortium of different countries. So they go from place to place and fomenting trouble.
Service life, but maybe split it up a little bit.
Happening is you have pilots, maybe in the case of this Ethiopian air flight, we had one pilot that was highly experienced in the left-hand seat and 8,000 hours.
The dinosaur. They didn't give the AM, did they? Just heard 3 FM.
As being your biggest challenge with your team and moving on in the tournament?
I was just rebounding, looking at the especially like Campbell, probably like
And night and day. You have been listening to a pre-recorded message from the late Dr. Dwayne Spencer, formerly the host of the radio broadcast Word of Grace in San Antonio, Texas. Please join us again next week at the same time for another word study by the late Dr. Spencer. Stay tuned as we continue.
Wait, he's dead. He's dead.
find some sort of functioning mechanism by which they can move through the house.
Okay. Good.
It's got to be the end here. Well, these are usually very like community radio stations when you get up around 1700.
That's why people around the world depend on technology.
No, please. That's an amateur band? I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think there's an amateur band there. Okay, now, here we go. I'll be a little quicker. Okay, so we're starting 20 megahertz, but you know, it's pretty late at night. So you'd usually have your hand on the volume control when you're listening to shortwave with an older radio like this. Okay, we should start getting stuff. So that's a broadcast station with another signal right on top of it, and it could be jamming. This could be a jammed signal. Probably isn't though. It's probably accidentally happening.
Botafogo empata. 1 minuto do segundo tempo, vai partir para cima, vai ser um Deus acudo. Não aconteceu nada disso. Nada disso. Muito pelo contrário. Teve um time que jogou mais forte no segundo tempo, foi o Fluminense. Só começou a refrear a partir dos 35, quando olhou para a tabela, viu ali, eu tenho 10, para 11, estou abrindo 4 pontos por Volta Redonda, estou abrindo 6 pontos.
I don't recognize that language at all.
Já joguei a última partida.
Sounds, maybe it's African of some sort.
Muchas gracias por la invitación. Nosotros escogimos como base de entrenamiento y de preparación para...
Spanish. Bands are actually marked with little bars. It's very hard to see, like right above the red arrow there's a little bar below 31. That'll be one of the 31 meter band. Right in here. Oh!
That was Terry Kowalski and Frosty the Snowman. And before that, we had Bing Crosby, the Little Drummer Boy.
On Countdown to Christmas Radio.
What?
Oh, look at that, honey. Already 1/3 of the way through the program. I can tell by my Countdown to Christmas clock up over
What?
the
Isn't it? It's March 17th, man. You've gone over on the countdown. Something's gone wrong with your countdown clock.
Can you tell them again how they can request something?
Doing this is fun because there's no context. And things you pick up, there's just, no context. You have to provide the context. Okay, like it's something just above the 7 there. Brother's there. There he is. Okay, and then this time of night, really, I suppose the 6 megahertz band, the 49 meter band should be pretty good. Let's see.
And that's all for today. This is Arnie Coro, Radio Amateur Fuel 2KK, your host here on DX Limited, saying 73 and very good DX.
Well, I couldn't find a better way to end that myself. So there we go. That's what this radio can do. It's not bad. It has a nice sound, lots of volume. In fact, too much really. Can you have too much volume? Fantastic. So there we go. Now I gotta think of the next project. Thanks a lot for watching this series, and we'll see what shows up next.